In the Fresno game, a lot of positives, a few negatives as always, give and take like most weeks. The big thing is I thought our special teams came alive and really did some good things, although there were a few negative spots in the special teams. It was by far mostly positive. And so the kickoff return by Corey Butler, who by the way was named Pac-12 Special Teams Player of the Week, so that's 3 weeks in a row we've had one of our players honored by the conference, which is great to see. Britton Covey's punt return, Tom Hackett did a nice job punting, although he only had to punt a couple times in that game. And Andy Phillips was perfect on his PATs and field goals. Two negatives in the special teams were obviously fumbling the opening kickoff and then allowing the onside kick to be recovered late in the game. But otherwise, finally we started to see some real signs of momentum type changing plays in special teams. Overall, the negative of the game was our getting sloppy defensively in the fourth quarter. We gave up 21 fourth quarter points, which is ridiculous, and so that was really the big negative. Is we had the game well in hand, and then with about 10 or 12 minutes to go in the game, we decided to back off a little bit, which was disappointing to see. But otherwise, it's on to Oregon. Big challenge for our football team, big opportunity for our football team. Tough road trip. Auxon's always a tough place to play, and Oregon is loaded with talent, just like they are every year. And so we'll need to be at our best this week to go on that trip.
What was your evaluation of Kendall Thompson, and is he going into this week as the starter again?
Well, Kendall did some good things, some not so good things. He returned the ball over in the red zone. We had a fumble, and really, first time of the year, we lost the turnover battle 3-2. So that was some of the downside, but he kept his poise. He made good decisions for the most part, and didn't really get rattled. After the interception, he's able to bounce back and put it behind him. So going forward, we still don't know what the situation is going to be. We'll have to take a look at Travis in practice, and maybe not have a decision until Wednesday or Thursday as to which direction we go. I mean, Chase has a set of plays for him in particular, based on circumstances and situations in the game. And I guess the way it would change is if we're in few of those circumstances, it doesn't really apply to which guy is quarterbacking the game as the starter. It just applies on, or just is dependent upon the circumstances that arise.
More questions for Coach Whitt?
Great, thank you.
Must be nice having Marcus Mariota out of the league now, but how have they changed with Vernon Adams back there?
Not a whole lot. He fits very well into what they do. There's only one Marcus Mariota, so those are big shoes to fill. But he's done a nice job. Of course, he didn't play last week, and we expect him to play this week. But he seems to be a guy that understands exactly what they want to do, and he's got the skill set to do it. Although he's not to Marcus' level yet, but who is? I don't know anyone in the country that's that level. But he's a very good athlete, tough kid.
How do you go about defensively preparing for two different quarterbacks?
Well, we're assuming it's going to be Adams. That's our assumption, and if it's not, then we have a full game tape on the backup. But we just got to take it's a best guess scenario, and we make our determination of what we think is going to happen, and have a plan B as well. Obviously as well if we're incorrect in our assumption, but we're proceeding as if Vernon's going to be the guy. Well, it hasn't changed a whole lot. They did lose the one very good defensive lineman to the draft last year, but they're playing basically essentially the same schemes, the same coverage structure, the same front. They base out of an odd front, and so it's just I can't give you a great answer, but they haven't changed much schematically.
And in terms of the league itself, USC loses at home, UCLA very competitive game, Colorado very competitive game. Are you seeing maybe more balance in the Pac-12 than maybe some had perceived before the season?
I think it appears that way early on. As the season, particularly the Pac-12 season, starts to get underway, and we have conference matchups across the board every week. I think we'll be able to make a better determination, but there may very well be more balance this year. I don't know. That's hard to say. There's pretty good balance in the Pac-12 South last year, for the most part. But But I think it's tough to get perspective, at least for me, until about 5 or 6 weeks into the season. It's hard to get that.
What do you have to do to kind of account for that matchup up front?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. He's a heck of a player. The nose guard's a heck of a player too. The nose guard does a great job, and it'll be a challenge for our offense, particularly the offensive line. And we've just got to rise to the occasion. I mean, we did a nice job last week, as I mentioned, with our run blocking, our run production. And as long as we continue to take steps forward, and we think that we're as physical an offensive line as there is in the conference, we don't think that we're in any way, shape, or form at a disadvantage with our whole line. Just early on, I'm hard on them. Maybe I'm a little bit too critical early on, but we have high expectations. When you have high expectations, you expect to get certain results, and we finally got that Saturday night as far as just sheer numbers. Royce Freeman stands way out, running back. He is a tremendous football player, and he's a load. I mean, he's a big, thick kid. He's fast, and just great production. He's tough. I was amazed at how physical he is. When I went to the Pac-12 media days, he was one of the guys that went to that with Oregon. He's very impressive specimen.
Does the competition level change going from non-con to conference now?
Well, when you go to play Oregon, it changes quite a bit, unless you didn't play somebody at that level the week before. But they've got as much talent as anybody in the Pac-12, maybe anybody in the country, across the board with the athletes they have. But you just got it's in the Pac-12. It's just about every week. It's Oregon, it's UCLA, it's USC, it's Arizona State, it's whoever. It just goes on and on. So it's not something that we're not used to, is what I'm saying.